Previously on Warner Brothers have lost their goddamn minds. We had a leak from Grace Randolph detailing some of what the new Flash movie would entail. A new timeline with Michael Keaton as the main Bruce Wayne of the DC Extended Universe, working alongside Black Canary to assemble a new Justice League, which would write out Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill's contributions to the DC Universe, replacing them with Sasha Calle's Supergirl, and Leslie Grace's Batgirl being the main Batman figure of the DC Extended Universe, while Michael Keaton's Batman takes a more secretarial role. And now this, just yesterday, Ben Affleck confirmed that he is done with Batman. In this video, I will be talking about why, with or without Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, DC's new plan is still a crock of old ass. And just a reminder, these videos are made possible by my supporters on this platform, so if you do want to support me, be sure to hit that big, beautiful subscribe button. And be sure to check out the Patreon link in the description below. So Ben Affleck has reinstated that he is done as Batman. The troubled production of the Justice League film was very much the straw that broke the camel's back, and when he was working on the Batman film, he realized he wasn't really enjoying it and that the role should go to someone that truly cherishes it. The upcoming Flash movie will be Ben Affleck's Batman's swan song, and the future of the Batman in the DC Extended Universe is looking to be something a lot less traditional while we get our main Batman stories in Matt Reeves' separate universe. Okay. Now, I'm going to say this, if the Flash solo film bows out the Ben Affleck Batman with grace, I don't want him just getting killed. Like, I want him to have a happy ending, if anything. Bruce Wayne retiring or something. Or Ben Affleck's Batman going to like a timeline that maybe needs him more or something. Maybe he goes to fight in the Darkseid War in another dimension and we're just not going to see that, but you know, that's kind of his contribution. There are ways that this film can conclude that Snyderverse chapter in a way that is kind and has some dignity to it. And I'll be much happier if Ben Affleck's Batman gets an actual conclusion to his character than just tripping over his dick and landing in another universe or dying or something. And it's like, okay, if Ben Affleck definitely isn't coming back, it does make sense to have a new Batman within the DC Extended Universe. But I still think the plan to have Michael Keaton's Batman replace him and act as like a Nick Fury-like figure to a Batgirl is absolutely asinine. I've had people also ask, what if it's Terry McGinnis? What if they do like a Batman Beyond thing? And I'm still saying no. Terry McGinnis shouldn't be operating with the current day Justice League. He should be quite a little ways in the future. I want to see him in a futuristic world with a futuristic aesthetic. And again, I'm not inherently against the idea of Michael Keaton coming back as Batman, but he shouldn't be the main Batman of the DC Extended Universe. The DC Extended Universe is DC's long-term cinematic plan. It's like the film equivalent to the comic books, so in theory you should have like the definitive versions of these characters, right? And that's the issue to me, is you cannot undermine the cultural importance of Batman and Superman. And you cannot just swap them out for other characters either. Bruce Wayne is Bruce Wayne. Barbara Gordon is Barbara Gordon. Terry McGinnis is Terry McGinnis. You can't just swap out Batman for Batgirl or Batman Beyond. They are different characters with their own respective journeys. You can have them in the Justice League. You can have them replace Batman in the Justice League further down the line. But for now, you cannot undermine the importance of the core Bruce Wayne Batman. But it's like they can't get Ben Affleck back, so what do you do? I'm going to be real, I still take Ben Affleck's comments with a little pinch of salt because we have seen that actors working under Warner Brothers will say whatever they must to appease Warner Brothers' agenda. But okay, let's just take this as he says it. Let's treat this as though Ben Affleck doesn't want to return to the DC Universe as Batman. And hell, let's say that Henry Cavill's Superman not returning is out of Warner Brothers' control as well. I've heard rumors, I've heard musings, I don't quite believe all of them. I'd have to kind of see for myself, understand for myself. Like, apparently Henry Cavill wants more money than Warner Brothers are willing to give him. Personally, I would say throw the money you need to at Henry Cavill and then prove to him that these films can be more profitable than they've been in the past, and then it should be a non-issue. But okay, let's say you cannot get Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck back in the DCEU as Batman and Superman. You're making a new timeline, but how cool would it be if after the birth of that new timeline, you have a scene where the Justice League lineup is revealed and maybe Matt Bomer comes landing in Henry Cavill's Superman costume, and Jon Hamm comes in Ben Affleck's Batman costume. You simply recast the characters. It's a new timeline. These characters are a little bit different now. And of course, Matt Bomer and Jon Hamm are just suggestions. It doesn't have to be them, but what I mean is an actor that is overall similar and can bring a similar energy to what Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck did, that can play the DC Extended Universe's versions of Batman and Superman. I mean, hell, if this is a new, different timeline, you could say that this Batman didn't do any killing, and this Superman did have a better start to his career as a superhero. Listen, I'd love it if they would restore the Snyderverse. I love Zack Snyder as a director, I love his vision of the DC Extended Universe, but if you don't want to do that, or you can't do that, or you can't get the necessary actors back, I understand, but don't bench Batman and Superman. Do not bench the two godfathers of comic books themselves. Right now, it feels like Warner Brothers are just throwing different superheroes together and saying, boom, there's your Justice League, when they're actually giving us more like the fucking Sense of Right Alliance, or the Sidekicks, or the Successors. And I know that some people will make the argument of, but pup, the Marvel Cinematic Universe was built on the foundation of lesser-known superheroes, so why can't the DC Extended Universe? And I'll answer that simply, the Avengers as a team are made up of lesser known superheroes than the Justice League. I know that the Avengers lineup that we had in the MCU, the initial one, was not by any stretch the original lineup, but it was still comprised of the more iconic characters in that lineup. You still had Iron Man, you still had Captain America, and yes, they were lesser known superheroes, but they were still major players in the classic Avengers lineup. If you're going to do the Justice League, you can't just jump straight to the successor characters entering the legacy characters' roles. I'm sorry, but if you're starting a new canon Justice League for this universe, you need to at least start with the foundation. You need to start with DC's iconic trinity of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. And you cannot just swap characters out. You cannot have Supergirl step into the role of Superman. You cannot have Shazam step into the role of Superman. You cannot have Terry McGinnis step into the role of Bruce Wayne. And furthermore, I do not get how a major film studio is shying away from characters like fucking Batman and Superman. The fact that those characters have become synonymous with Snyder and not the greater DC Extended Universe now is entirely on Warner Brothers for not actually bringing those characters into the fold in a post-Snyderverse world. Right now, and this might change later down the line, but right now, I do not want to see a Justice League without a Superman comprised of sidekick characters with a 70-year-old Batman filing documents in the back. That is for later down the line, much later down the line. You need to get the foundation right, and they can in this Flash Solo movie, but you need to have a Batman and a Superman that can actually act as a Batman and Superman. And my suggestions of Jon Hamm stepping into Ben Affleck's suit and Matt Bomer stepping into Henry Cavill's suit, I don't think anyone would really have a problem with that. And these two could carry those iconic roles for years to come. They could carry them for the entire duration of the DC Extended Universe, your definitive DC continuity on film. Warner Brothers, it's so obvious. What are you fucking doing? I mean, it's not like we don't have live-action takes on Batman and Superman in the current day. We've got the Superman and Lois series, which I think is really good. We've got the Matt Reeves Batman movies that look really cool. But I want to see them meet. It's 2022, guys. You should have superhero crossovers down by now. There was obvious fat that could be trimmed off of the Snyderverse to make it a more marketable property. I get that, but they've just hacked off a fuck ton of delicious meat as well. And there are ways they could keep it fresh that they're just not doing, and instead they're happy to just give us a skeleton of what the DC Extended Universe was before. And I'm sorry, but that's just shit. Warner Brothers, you don't need to restore the Snyderverse if you just give us a proper Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent in your DC Extended Universe that will actually get to do Batman and Superman things and won't just be benched the whole time. I don't speak for all Snyder fans when I say that, but it would shut me up for sure. So yeah, that's that little rant over. What do you guys think? Do you think they should, replace Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill properly in this universe? or are you more interested to see them just swap the different characters out with others? Obviously, no judgment to those that do like this idea. Like, you know, people grow up with different characters, and for some, you know, I guess this is a dream come true. It's just, I don't know. I feel like my dream of the DC Extended Universe was kind of presented to me and then just ended very quickly, and I think that's the main reason why I'm pissed off. So what do you guys think? If you enjoyed this video and you want to support more like it, be sure to hit that big, beautiful subscribe button. And of course, in the description below are links to different social media feeds, including the Patreon. If you're feeling extra generous, like the following people, who are JK Strife, Marcus Ward, Sirius the Skeptic, Biotinarts, Mr. SP, David 20 Covers, Sergio, George is Lost, Legendary Ray Ray, Cheesemaster769, Adam Myers, and Fayalan Schwarzentraub. Thank you guys, you are the best of the best, but as for the rest of you, thank you so much for watching, guys, and have a great day.